Now this is Luke chapter 7. We're going to read from verse 11 through to 17. Soon afterwards, he went to a city called Nain, and his disciples were going along with him, accompanied by a large crowd. Now, as he approached the gate of the city, a dead man was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a sizable crowd from the city was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he felt compassion for her and said to her, "Don't weep." And he came and he touched the coffin, and the bearers came to a halt. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, arise." The dead man sat up and began to speak. And Jesus gave him back to his mother. Fear filled them all, and they began glorifying God, saying, "A great prophet has arisen among us, and God has visited his people." And this report concerning him went all over Judea and in all the surrounding district. You never know what's going to happen when Jesus is there. They go down from wherever the place was that they were with this centurion, and they come to this city called Nain, and there's a funeral procession, and the man is dead, and his mother is still alive, and of course she's weeping for her son. It's a terrible thing to lose a child. And Jesus comes, and listen to this. He felt compassion for her. So in a way, isn't that enough? That Jesus would come alongside this woman who was a widow. She was a widow. She'd lost her husband, and now she'd lost her son. And Jesus comes alongside, and he has compassion upon her. And he says, "Do not weep." And we all, people go through tragedies. But Jesus comes alongside. I want to tell you, whatever tragedy you're facing, Jesus has compassion upon you. And his word, "do not weep," is not a rebuke. It's not it's not anything like that. It's just, don't weep. I'm here with you, and I care about you. And he goes to the coffin, and the scriptures tell us that if you touch a dead body, that will make you unclean. But the cleansing and the power of the life that is in Jesus brings the body back to life. And Jesus says, "Young man, I say to you, arise." And the dead man sat up and began to speak. Now, I don't know what he said. The Bible is quiet, is quiet there. He got up and speak, and people were just, "We've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like this before." God has definitely visited his people. It must have been so just amazing to be in that crowd. Wouldn't you want, if there was a man who was going around doing good and performing miracles and doing things like that, so you didn't know what was going to happen next, you'd want to be there. You'd go to your boss and you say, can I have a few months off? I want to follow this man. I want to see what's happening. I want to follow him. I want to listen to what he says. I'm going to do everything I can to get in close, to watch what he does, and to listen to his teaching and to walk with him. And that should be our heart even now, is to say, with everything that I've got, I want to get close to Jesus. I want to follow him. I want to be where he is doing things. I want to be in the place where I can hear his voice and follow him with all my heart.